Hey everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. I don't have a major task to get done today, but I have a lot of little things that I need to catch up on, so I'm going to take you through my journey, so stay tuned. The first thing I did this morning when I came in the greenhouse was harvest all the ripe tomatoes. As you can see on the bottom, pull up every single ripe one. Sorry I forgot to film it, but the tomatoes need to be taken off the plants because they do need to be leaned and lowered. So you can see they're way above the wire up there. I can't get up to pollinate them, so as soon as we get them lean and lowered, I'll go ahead and pollinate, and the tomatoes should be good to go. You leave the greenhouse for a couple days and everything gets a mess. I got a lot of peppers here to be harvested. They probably should have been picked a day or so ago. Look how beautiful that is. So I see my plants are still producing. I have a lot of nice flowers up in here. And what's nice about the peppers, as I said before, don't need to pollinate them like the tomato plants. But I think I'm going to go through here, take my time, and make sure I get every single pepper off the plant. The downside to growing pepper plants in the greenhouse is how messy they are. My next project is going to be to vacuum all this up, and then I want to wet down and scrub up my walkways here because they're getting so dirty. So you know, our house was originally built as a lettuce greenhouse, but we decided to put tomatoes in it, and the problem that we have with the tomatoes here is that lettuce houses are typically 8 foot high at the gutter, and most tomato houses are taller than 10 feet, 10 foot or higher. So that gives you a lot more room to have your tomato plants grow before you have to lean and lower them. And so the issue we have with having a shorter house is our tomatoes end up on the concrete every once in a while. But we get around it by putting foam underneath them so they don't get bruised up. So I'm going to finish leaning lower here. This is my last one to do. And it's not so bad because we only have 1 row of tomatoes this year since I got the peppers and the cucumbers. So let me get this guy going here. These guys get heavy. Take them out a couple and move them on over. So now I'm going to go and pollinate everybody. So here's what I mean about putting foam underneath the tomatoes. Like I mentioned before, we have an 8 foot house, and when we lean and lower the tomatoes end up on the concrete. And with the broom finish that we have, it makes dimples in the skin. So I put little pieces of foam underneath them, and it keeps them up off the concrete, and then they ripen real nice for me. So, time to pollinate. Do this 3 or 4 times a week. And you can tell I'm using an old electric toothbrush. They do have special devices that vibrate the flowers, but this was cheaper. I already had it in the house. And you're probably wondering, why don't I have bees in here? Like most big commercial greenhouses, is I don't have enough plants to warrant a whole hive, because if I brought bees in here, they would just beat up all the flowers trying to get enough pollen, even if you supplemented them with honey and different feed. It's just not worth it, and it's just as easy for me to go through a couple times a week and just get them all vibrated here, all shook up, and get the pollen all over. It's so cool. Once in a while you get to see the pollen stick out of them. We've been doing this for 9 years, and I've had really good production. You just have to stay up on it, because every once in a while you can tell when I miss a cycle with the plants, because I have tomatoes, no tomatoes, tomatoes. It's kind of funny. So people have seen me vacuum in the greenhouse before and say you shouldn't use the shop vac. Well, I don't use the shop vac. I have a Pullman Holt commercial mold remediation vacuum, so it keeps all the mold spores and everything within the filters and nothing gets out into my greenhouse. It's the best way I found to vacuum in between the beetle buckets and keep the walkways nice and clean. Well, while we're over here, I thought I'd show you what's going on with the deep barrel hydroponics. I have the carrots. I have a few more I'm going to plant in the center there. The onions are taking off. The beets and the parsnips, which I never grew before, are happy as pie in there. I really like what's going on, so I can't wait to harvest some of this stuff in another month or so. I am so upset. I go away for a couple of days and I come back and the aphids took over my cucumber plants. I thought I had them limping along and they would be fine, but no, I gotta pull all these guys out. So again, I am dressed like this. My other white shirt's up at the house being washed. I had this one from pulling tomatoes a while ago, so covered up head to toe, and I'm gonna get these guys out of here. I can't believe how bad these got in that short a time. Put this down. Well, I better get my vacuuming done. So I'm going to end the video here. And like always, please leave me any questions, comments, and suggestions down below. And we'll see you guys next video.